Greetings, friends, and welcome to Captain Samuel's Top Hats and Immaculately Groomed Facial Hair. Nemesis the Warlock, Volume 2. It collects the Nemesis the Warlock comics from the early 1980s. Nemesis was a comic within the UK magazine 2000 AD. The stories are by writer Pat Mills, and the art is by Kevin O'Neill and Brian Talbot. Now, Nemesis is a warlock from the Fringe Planets. He's drawn like a devil dragon with horns and goat feet, and he's even called the Dark Lord. But he's not evil. The evil in the galaxy are the humans. Earth is under the rule of the Termite Empire, where everyone lives in tunnels underground. They've become xenophobic fanatics and launched genocidal crusades against aliens. They're ruled by the fanatical Torquemada. My cat is here. He's in the contemplation stage of whether or not he wants to jump on my lap. In the first story, Nemesis lifts a Terminator siege of a planet where basilisks live in a giant tree. Meanwhile, his wife and newborn child on his home planet are the targets of a sinister plot. In the second story arc, chameleon aliens have received radio broadcasts from 1920s Britain, and so they've taken on the culture of Gothic UK. Nemesis has to assemble a team of robots called the ABC Warriors to protect the Goths from the invading humans. What I liked about this collection was the art. It's inventive and so metal. I also loved the social commentary. The humans believe that fear is necessary to rule, and so they intentionally portray aliens, even innocent ones like the Sphinx, as evil. They take innocent beings and make people view them as criminals and monsters for political control. As another example, the chameleon aliens who imitate humans believe that because they imitate humans and try to be like them, they will be safe from the humans' genocidal crusades. So they cooperate with the Termite Empire at first because they believe, oh, we're not really aliens. Other aliens are aliens. And then they find out the hard way that to the evil dictatorship of Torquemada, all aliens are alike. Fuck around, find out. It was a thing even in the 80s, I suppose. In terms of what I didn't like, there were some plot holes. For example, Nemesis lifts an entire siege by himself, and we're told that his wife is even more powerful and deadly than he was, but she ends up getting taken out by a small gang of assassins. And I also thought that the second story was too busy with too many elements thrown in that didn't gel. Nemesis and the Termite Empire stand on their own as a fascinating world. They don't really need anything else, but they still threw in 1920s London, robot fighters from another comic book series, references to Frankenstein and Vietnam, and it all just ended up feeling like Flintstones meet the Jetsons, meet the Simpsons, meet Family Guy, meet Batman, meet Transformers. Less is more, says I. Overall, though, this was another excellent comic collection by 2000 AD. I give it 5 stars out of 5 and recommend it. So before we go, I've been talking with Sabrina and Malcolm over on their channels about the roles of women in graphic novels and how they're represented. So before we go, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at my top 5 female characters in Nemesis the Warlock Volume 2. At number 5, we've got Nemesis' wife, Chira. She's a powerful magic knight centaur, but alas, we're only told she's powerful. She dies to some scrub assassins very early in the book. Number 4, we've got Chira's rival, Magna. Magna arranges for Chira's assassination, so she's definitely a woman who gets what she wants. Plus, I apologize in advance. I know I shouldn't say this. I know it's wrong. I know it's not PC. But just look at that art. That is one thick horse I'd like to take for... Hello?
What are you doing?
Oh, hi, honey. I was just making a video about women's representation in graphic novels and comics.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, all right. See you later. I'll be done in a minute or two.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you.
Number 3 is Torquemada's wife, Candida. She has the dictator of the Termite Empire wrapped around her finger and has this genocidal maniac crying because she doesn't call him Tom Tom anymore. Plus, she tells him she wants a divorce. Ouch. Number 2, the nurse from the Frankenstein scene. She's a mashup of the hunchback Igor and sexy nurse tropes, which I found was a comical twist. Plus, she's competent at her job. When something goes wrong, she's the first one to figure it out, while everyone else stands around going, "Oh no, what do we do?" And then at number 1, we've got Purity Brown. She's a human warrior who rejects the xenophobia of her fellow humans and fights alongside Nemesis. Nemesis loses his cool at one point and declares that all humans are evil and they all must die. And it's Purity who points out that he sounds just like Torquemada. This admonishment gets Nemesis back on track and restores his compassion and decency. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well. And before you go, what would a 2000 AD comic be without a little dancing? And this is what happens in post-production when I'm editing the video.